Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. You know that exciting but kind of daunting feeling when you're planning a trip? You're dreaming of beaches, mountains, maybe some epic food pics for the Enneagram. But then comes the moment of truth, to book everything yourself or call in the pros. Today, we're diving into the world of travel agents, and trust me, this isn't your grandma's travel agency. We've got insights that might just change how you plan your next getaway.
What's interesting is that while everyone's gone DIY with online booking, there's a quiet revolution happening. More and more people are realizing that travel agents offer something. You can't just Google human touch and expertise that can turn a good trip into an unforgettable one.
Okay, so let's talk about this expertise, because I think a lot of us wonder if agents are really necessary in the age of, well, the internet.
That's totally fair. Here's the thing, travel agents do so much more than just book flights and hotels. They're like those friends who always know the coolest under-the-radar spots, except they do it for a living, with access to tools and deals we could only dream of.
Right, you've piqued my interest. Give me an example. What's something a travel agent can do that I couldn't just figure out myself on those travel sites?
Imagine this. You're planning a big trip to, say, Dubai. You find a decent hotel online, but a travel agent, especially one specializing in Dubai, might know about a hidden gem with better views. A killer breakfast buffet included, and it's actually cheaper because of their exclusive deals with local hotels.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. Exclusive deals. Tell me more. Is that a common thing?
Absolutely. Because travel agents have direct connections with airlines, hotels, and tour operators, they often have access to special fares, like companion fares, where a second person flies for a fraction of the cost, or those coveted free night upgrades that make a trip extra special. They're plugged into a network that the average person simply doesn't have access to.
That's amazing. I'm already starting to see the appeal here. So it's not just about convenience, it's about getting more bang for your buck. But let's be real, sometimes those online deals are tempting. I've definitely been guilty of spending hours clicking through different sites trying to save a few bucks. Is it always more expensive to use a travel agent?
Not necessarily. While there might be a small fee for their services, it's often offset by the savings they can unlock through those exclusive deals and their knack for finding hidden gems. Think of it like an investment election. A small upfront cost can yield significant returns in terms of value and overall experience.
That makes sense. It's like having a personal shopper for your vacation. They know where to look for the best deals and can often negotiate on your behalf. Now, you mentioned Dubai as an example, but do travel agents specialize in certain types of trips or destinations?
Definitely. Just like any profession, you have general practitioners and specialists. Some agents are gurus for specific regions like Southeast Asia or South America, while others specialize in adventure travel, luxury honeymoons, or even eco-conscious trips. Finding an agent who aligns with your interests can make all the difference.
So finding an agent who vibes with your travel style is key. But let's dive into some more practical benefits. One thing I always stress about is the time commitment of planning a trip. It can feel like a part-time job. How do travel agents help with that?
They essentially become your personal travel concierge. Instead of you spending countless hours scouring websites, comparing prices, and reading reviews, they handle all the nitty-gritty details. They know exactly where to look, what questions to ask, and can often secure those coveted reservations that seem impossible to snag online.
It's like having a personal assistant for your vacation. I love it. But what about when things go wrong during the trip? Let's say your flight gets canceled, or the hotel loses your reservation. Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters. Just kidding, that's when a travel agent truly proves their worth. They become your advocate, your fixer, your personal superhero in a tourist's world. Instead of you dealing with the stress of navigating a foreign language or battling with airlines and hotels, they're on the phone working their magic behind the scenes to get you back on track.
Okay, now that's invaluable. Because nothing ruins that vacation vibe faster
Yeah.
than a logistical nightmare, right?
Yeah.
I remember this one time I booked a trip to Jamaica.
Oh, you're going to tell the Jamaica story. I love the Jamaica story.
Okay, so picture this. I found what I thought was an amazing deal on a resort in Ocho Rios. Beautiful pictures online, great reviews. I'm feeling pretty smug about my booking skills. Fast forward 2 weeks before the trip, I'm finalizing some details and it hits me. I was supposed to book a place in Montego Bay, not Ocho Rios.
Oh, no, that's not ideal.
Yeah, not my finest moment. Turns out the online booking site had a super strict cancellation policy, and I was looking at losing a big chunk of my money if I changed the reservation. And I was freaking out.
I can only imagine. That's a travel nightmare scenario for sure. And that's exactly where a travel agent could have swooped in and saved the day.
Okay, so walk me through it. Let's replay that scenario, but this time I have a travel agent in my corner. What happens? So rewind to Jamaica, except this time a savvy travel agent is handling my trip. How does that change things?
For starters, many agents, especially those with experience in the Caribbean, would likely have caught that Ocho Rios versus Montego Bay slip-up right away. They're familiar with the geography, the resorts, and could have made sure you were booked in the right spot from the get-go.
Okay, that already would have saved me a ton of stress. But let's say, for argument's sake, the wrong booking still happened. What then?
Even then, an agent often has more flexibility to make changes without those outrageous fees. They can often work directly with their contacts at hotels or resorts to find a solution, especially if it's well in advance of the trip.
That makes sense. It's like having someone who can navigate the system and advocate for you, which is especially helpful when dealing with complicated travel situations.
Exactly. And that peace of mind knowing you have that backup, that's priceless, especially when you're about to drop a significant amount of money on a vacation.
Absolutely. No one wants to be stuck with a hefty cancellation fee, or even worse, a trip that's not what they expected. So with all this in mind, for someone listening who's now thinking, maybe I need a travel agent, how do they even start that process?
It's all about finding the right fit. Think about your travel style, your budget, the type of trip you're planning. Are you looking for adventure luxury? Something family-friendly? Once you have a sense of your needs, start by asking friends for recommendations or searching online for agents who specialize in your desired destination or type of travel.
So word of mouth is always a good starting point, just like finding a great restaurant or hairstylist.
Yeah.
And then once you've found a few potential agents, what's the next step?
Reach out and have a conversation. Most offer free consultations to discuss your travel dreams and see if it's a good match. It's a chance for you to get a feel for their expertise, their communication style, and see if you click. Because ultimately, you want to work with someone you trust and feel comfortable with.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about building a relationship, just like with any other professional service. You want someone who gets you, understands your vision, and can make it a reality.
Precisely. And speaking of travel visions and making dreams a reality, I have to give a shout out to today's featured travel expert, Roma Mackenzie Campbell, and her company, Adventures with DMAC Travel Group. They are true masters of creating personalized travel experiences that go above and beyond.
Absolutely. And I hear they have this amazing previous adventures page on their website where people can get inspiration for their next trip. It's like a visual feast of travel possibilities.
It is, and it's a testament to their commitment to crafting unique and unforgettable itineraries. If you're looking for some travel inspiration or just want to see what's possible with the help of a skilled travel agent, I highly recommend checking it out. You can find them at 888-362-2238 and website www.adventureswithdmac.com.
I love that. From Jamaica mishaps to Dubai dreams, we've covered a lot of ground today. It's clear that travel agents are not a relic of the past, but a valuable resource for anyone who wants to travel smarter, not harder.
Couldn't agree more. Whether you're a seasoned globetrotter or planning your first big adventure, having a travel expert in your corner can make all the difference.
So true. Well, folks, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of travel agents. We hope you learned a thing or two and maybe even feel inspired to plan that next getaway. Until next time, happy travels.